We're live, and I'm over here playing with my phone. Can you believe it? I'm actually sharing the show, so I'm doing a little bit with the show.
The very last second.
I know. I'm trying to push it.
Down to the wire.
So, anyways, I'm super excited because we have a special guest today who I will be bringing on in a minute, Michael Bradley from the Crocker House, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of what you see here is going to be his stuff, but we will get to that in a moment because he's waiting patiently in the wings over here. We recently had some comments on one of our videos that we did for TWL. And I want to, I appreciate the feedback. I do. However, when you start using the feedback as, what's the word I'm looking for? A soapbox, then I might have a little bit of an issue with it. Understand that when we do go and we film at a nonprofit, we don't get paid for it. So we are not profiting off from any type of nonprofit. It's 100% volunteer. We go and we do it because we feel it's important to tell everybody about the nonprofits, whether it's the Crocker House, whether it's Advance Macomb,
the Kitty
Cafe, the different places that we've done. Understand that we don't profit off from those things.
And we don't charge them.
They don't charge. And when these nonprofits do put on events, it's to raise money so they stay in existence.
Yeah.
And let me repeat that. When they put on events and they charge money for tickets for these events, it's to raise money so they can remain in existence, so they can show different generations how people used to live in the past, the different pets that they have, stuff like that. So when you make comments on a soapbox about profiting from nonprofits, you're not just hurting us, because you're really not. You're hurting the nonprofits, and you need to really pay attention to how you speak online, because I know that the anonymity, that's hard to say, of a keyboard is very easy because you don't see them in the face. You don't see their face. You don't see their eyes. It's very important that you think twice before you get behind a keyboard and write stuff down that could be detrimental to the businesses you are writing to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm going to say. What did you think?
Agreed. It's a little like, it used to be think before you speak. Now it's maybe simmer on things for a minute before you run to the internet and leave nasty comments or send messages for things that people have worked hard on, things that people are passionate about. It may not be the way that others have done it in the past or would do it, or we run into that all the time with the cat rescue. Everyone's got an opinion about what the owner of the cafe should do and shouldn't do, and why she has this cat and why she didn't take this cat. And she's doing her best out of love for trying to find homes for hundreds of animals. So, it all trickles down.
It does.
And at night, you don't want those people losing sleep over something that they poured their heart into, and then they're just reading comments and it's nothing but nastiness.
Exactly. And, it's important because nonprofits help us teach us. They teach us about different situations in life, whether it is a museum or a nonprofit for your pets or a nonprofit for the elderly, stuff like that. They teach us different facets. They teach us different facets. Each one does. And if we don't hold events in these things and raise the money to make them happen, guess what? We start losing history, and we cannot do that. If you don't understand how a nonprofit works, reach out to us. Reach out to the nonprofit. They will explain it to you.
Ask questions. That's fine. Yeah. Wondering why things are done a certain way is one thing, but just kind of, kicking rocks is...
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how 90% of all the museums you walk into, the DIA, all of those are all nonprofits.
And there's a lot of decision making behind the scenes, and a group of people has planned, and everything's done for a reason, whether we know how it's done or not.
Now, what we're talking about happened days ago, and has nothing to do with our show today. But we wanted to address it because I think it's important that we think twice before we type. Because it's the same way as if what you say to our face. Remember that whole adage, be careful when you're being raised by your parents and they say, be careful what you say to people because you could end up getting punched. Remember, that's how they used to say it to us. Now, are we going to punch you? No. But same thing with the keyboard. Be careful what you say.
Yeah.
We have enough trauma in this world right now.
Yeah, let's focus on the positive.
Yes.
And we're trying to share history and local things and
And I'm excited because look at
all
this.
the good happy stuff.
Look at this. This is happy stuff. Isn't this happy stuff? So anyways, I had the pleasure of meeting with Michael Bradley at the Crocker House Museum in Mount Clemons, which if you haven't been to, go, because that place is amazing. And I know that you have to call and make an appointment. We'll talk to Michael about that, how that happens. But this is his personal collection. And what I'm going to do is throw you to a video here in a minute, and that's me talking with Michael about his personal collection that he currently has in the Crocker House until the end of this month. So you will be able to go there and see it, and he's got some cool stuff, like some paper mache.
Yeah, like we're jealous,
pails.
cool
like,
stuff.
Completely jealous, right? It's craziness. So let me throw you to this video so that we can get Michael on, and we can ask him about all this crazy cool stuff down here. So go ahead, Roberto. We're standing in front of one of your cases, right?
Yes.
This is your stuff in here?
Yep.
So tell me, because I about fell over when I saw this case, because you have some of the coolest stuff and some of the most rarest Halloween that I could find. So these pails, these are all paper mache pails,
correct,
right?
Yep.
What time frame are these from?
Those are from like the 40s and the 50s.
The 40s and
so
the
that's
50s?
kind of more of a transitional, that's where they were making those. So some of like the one on the left here, these two are probably like the newer ones of those. And then the ones on the end are kind of like candy containers that they.
The little ones.
Yep.
That is so cool. I love the horn.
Yeah.
And I mean, just this is amazing. So we own Time Warp Vintage, and we get people coming in asking all the time for paper mache. This is what they look like, you guys. These jack-o'-lanterns, not pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns, are some of the rarest there are. And I noticed that you have the black cat one behind, which we will show as well.
Yep.
What's your favorite piece in here?
I like the bogey books, actually.
The bogey books?
The bogey books are a little bit lower in that lower thing. They really fit. That's how people learned how to celebrate Halloween. It was done by the Dennison Company, and it was a way for them to sell their items. But it would, if you go through them, actually, here's a reproduction of them, but you can actually see, like, they would show you how to decorate your house and kind of, this isn't the best example, but usually they were in color, but this is a reproduction of it.
Right.
But they would show you how to use their products.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, so it was a turn of the century thing, and these are all original copies of it. This one's from like they were from, they're mostly from the 1920s.
1920s?
Yep.
That is awesome. I learned something new recently about Halloween that I thought was interesting, is that Halloween first started in Ireland.
Oh, yeah, yep.
It first started in Ireland. It wasn't even an American holiday to begin with. It started in Ireland, which is cool. So do you find a lot of Irish influences in some of the older stuff that you come across?
Mostly it's Germany.
German.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff on this other side here is from Germany, actually. But a lot of the stuff, comes from, it was manufactured in Germany, but it was...
I got B-roll for that. Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
That's all right.
It's okay.
We'll flip side.
Because what I'll do is it'll pop up, even though it's filming, it'll pop up when we talk about it. Yeah. But thank you, though.
So Germany was a big, place where they actually manufactured and then they were sent here.
Right.
And then, America was actually making a lot of this kind of stuff.
A lot of this is American made.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some of like this owl, I believe.
I love that.
Actually, no, that's actually from Beistol or Beistol.
Bestel.
Nobody knows how to pronounce it. It's
discussing
Beistol, whatever. But some of this, like this witch, is actually made in Germany. So that is
awesome.
So it's a heavily embossed one. Then on the other side, there's one with a woman that has kind of like a 20s bob haircut. That's from Germany as well. So they did a lot of,
This is the coolest. Now, I know that you have a lot more than this in the museum. The two cases that are behind us, which you can flip it around. Yep. The two cases that are behind us. Are these all yours as well?
Yes. So
Look at this.
We did it by decade. So this one is the 50s to the 70s. So a lot of plastic stuff were used in the 50s and 70s. We have some of that stuff over there as well.
I love that. The witch?
Yeah, so those are little lanterns. There's a little devil, there's a jack-o'-lantern, and a skull.
It's funny because I see stuff I have at the store. Like we have the horn.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I love the devil look. What is that, a light?
It's a light, actually. Usually they blinked.
That's fantastic. And then the little plastic figures, which I know you have more over there.
Yep.
But tell me about these.
So those were made by the Union company. They were little lanterns. You would actually have a little battery in there. They would twist out.
Are they made from the Union blow mold company? Awesome. We did a whole show on the blow molds. That's how I knew Union. And then you've got the candy containers and
the
noise
makers were big
makers.
back then. It seemed like you had a lot of different. I guess they were there trick or treating. They would have that, or they would have it when they have their parties.
So you've got you've got teens to 50s.
Yep.
50s to 70s.
Yep.
And here we have.
This is the area I grew up in. So this is the 80s to the 2000s.
80s to the 2000s. I love these.
Yep, I remember those as a kid. They always had those. Those were I found at the thrift store actually.
McDonald's.
Hello.
Michael Bradley, you are on the board of directors for the Crocker House.
Yes. Yep.
And the video that you just saw was Michael's collection at the Crocker House, which is available to be seen by appointment right now, right?
Yep.
So all you have to do is call the Crocker House and set up a time to come and look at it, right?
Yep. And then we might be doing an open house on the 26th.
On the 26th, possibly?
So, so you can just, we'll have like refreshments and stuff like that. It won't be as big as a production as our last event was. But
that is awesome.
But still a walkthrough to see the way house is set up for the holiday and all the historical.
But I'm going to tell you, if you guys are into Halloween decor, vintage Halloween decor, this is what you want to go see.
Oh, yeah.
Because Michael, this is just a little corner of, not even a little corner. It's probably the corner of a shelf.
Yep.
That of your collection. So, also, I want to tell you guys that the last video you're going to see today is a sneak peek of one of our icon shows, and it's not Puabic, and it has to do with Halloween. So, if you're not watching right now, you better jump on.
Yeah.
Like you can hear me.
Yeah, exactly.
I lost my phone.
Really cool
I can't tell to see. It's
For
somewhere.
you.
Oh, it's over there. So, I was going to see how many people, but
Looks like 4 or 5 right now.
yeah, that we can see. So, anyways, Michael.
Yes.
Tell me. Why your fascination with Halloween stuff, first of all?
I think it's the orange color. I always loved orange as a kid. And I used to like that at our exhibit. We did Lawler's Novelties, and that's where I got my love of Halloween, was going there as a kid, and kind of was like a place just where, all the different or weird people could come in together and,
Awesome. So what do we have here? What are the larger ones?
So these are like tabletop blow molds. These were usually maybe get them at Kmart or, Kresge's or any other little.
Well,
now, I've seen, they're doing repops, right?
Yep.
And like newer versions of minis.
So I'm going to tell you
too as well.
We here have some of these. Not like we've had many of this one.
Yep.
This is a more popular one.
It's like a haystack.
Like a haystack or sitting on a cat. You'll find them.
Yeah.
Those are easier to find. These I've never seen. Okay, so I'm dying over the owls.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
So
this one's got, where do you find these?
Sometimes you can find them at the Value World, like the thrift stores,
Oh,
or you
really?
can find them on eBay mostly.
Yeah.
But yeah, once in a while you do find them.
I resort to eBay when I really want something, but I it's much more fun finding it.
Right.
Just out shopping or an
absolutely.
estate sale or a garage
Oh, yeah,
sale,
especially-
and you drive by like, did I see black and orange?
Yeah, that's like
This is cool.
that one's
It's a haunted house.
The haunted
love
house.
that
This
one.
is really cool. And these are Empire Plastic Company, so they're made by the blow mold companies. Look at this. Isn't that cool? And they all come with lights, right?
Yep.
Well, they all have light holes that you can add lights into. Now, none of these are for sale, you guys.
Right.
These are his
Before we
personal
get
collection.
questions.
I'm showing you what you can go out and hunt, and someday we may even have here at some point. Then you have a bunch of candy containers, right?
Yes.
These are all vintage candy containers. So tell me, because when you put these out at the Crocker House, both me and Nikki were like, oh my.
Yeah.
So why are people drawn to the smaller stuff, do you think? Why were you drawn to it?
Well, I think it's easier to store. So, like,
It's true.
and they do have most of the stuff was, they were originally candy containers, but then people kept them as, toys. Which usually they got destroyed, because kids were playing with them.
Right.
So there's not many of them out there. And I think it's just the new, how anything that people collect, it kind of like cycles, to the generation. I think people remember having these as a kid.
Have you come across any that actually still had their candy in them?
I do have some. I just forgot to bring them.
Are they in little bags?
They no, they're like clear plastic like this, and they have these little like color balls in them.
So I love it.
Candy like discolored.
Yeah.
Plastic.
You have some down here that are not orange, but they have the black, red, and orange. Are these rare? Do you think?
Those are pretty rare, but those were also used as for Valentine's Day as well. They would change out the pumpkin and put like a heart in their hand. So they just kind of like what's this called? The snowman over here. Of course, that's obviously
So they
not.
capitalized on being able to use them for multiple holidays. Because we have an orange and black.
Well, that's why. Back
Snowman,
then
but
it was
make 'em for
easier
Halloween.
to do that.
Yep.
You know, you didn't have a lot of the manufacturing processes back then, because what date? Okay, so let me ask you these. When do you think they're from?
Probably the 70s or 80s.
The 70s or 80s, and these?
Probably the 50s and 60s.
So. 50s and 60s. Now, do you have anything older here than the 50s?
Probably not. I didn't really. No. I was just doing like plastic stuff.
Which is fine, because bringing, especially with it raining out, you don't want to bring your paper mache.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
And those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, paper mache, they're these. They're like these, the pumpkins, but they're done in paper mache, and they're smaller. And so if you get them wet, paper mache disintegrates.
We have a lot of footage of those, at least. Though,
we do.
Collections.
Yeah,
you'll see lots of pictures and film of the 30s and older, right? You have almost
those like go
late
20s, yeah, 20s, I would say.
Yeah. So you have the black cat, you have the like, I've never seen those. I've seen the pumpkins here.
Yeah, so they made one that's very similar to the pumpkin, but it's in the shape of a cat, and then they have one that's a cat
with the
fence.
Yeah, I love that one.
And those came in orange and black, like different.
What's the rarest thing you think you have here?
Probably this one.
This, I was going to ask, is this the Lone Ranger?
I think so. Yeah. So they made that in red and white as well. So there was.
Look at that. Now, does he come off?
Yep.
Okay. Look at this, you guys. So what would this be? What would this be cost-wise, do you think?
No idea.
What did you pay for it?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. So, well, I'm going to tell you, some of them can be several hundred.
Yes.
You know, and the rarer you get, the more expensive they get, because these are candy containers. These kids were meant to play with these.
They're a lot of.
But I like his genuineness about you know. I just like it. I don't know what it's worth. You know, some people are like, it's worth exactly $1,500.
Yeah. No. There's ranges.
Price tags on the bottom of everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to do
Steve.
That.
I was being sarcastic. He knows the price of everything.
So, you used to do that?
Well, I used to do that when I first started. I was collecting McCoy bowls. I would actually put the price on the bottom just
to know what you paid for it.
Yeah. Or if I keeled over.
His toy collection, he was very meticulous with. He'd go through his price books, and like you brought a example of the Halloween value book for any collectible, you can get a good. But all of his little toy cars, he'd have a written down file of like the year and the value, and then he'd stick a little price tag on the bottom of all the cars, and if it had its box. So I mean, like, he wanted to make sure that when he passed his collection on, that we kind of at least knew some idea of, like, because we also see a lot of times that people will inherit, you know, family collections or something, and they don't understand or know the value. And they think it's just, you know, oh, my grandma's old, Christmas ornaments. In a box of these. Nobody wants them. And we're like, those are amazing. They're from Germany. They're, 100 years old.
So I'll go home and I'll be cleaning in the house. And I'll go, oh, I want to put this over here. And I'll pull it off the wall, and the price tag is still on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you know how many things are still at? I mean, we have a 35-pointed star clock.
Oh, okay. One of the big
35 points on it.
Yeah.
I took that home 12 years ago. The price tag's still on it. Isn't that nice? It is. It's still on it. So, what's your favorite? Because I know it's going to be the same one mine is.
Yeah,
right?
it's this one.
It
right
is
here.
this one. Now, I got to tell you, I absolutely this is available in yellow, as well as there's a male form.
Yes. Yep.
This is the female. Look at that face.
It's like a 20s
Look at
kind
that
of
face.
look.
Let me just stop it from moving. Look at that face. Okay, the color is incredible.
Yep.
So you must not keep these in the window during the sun.
No, I put them away every year. So
do you? I mean, that is. I wonder what kind of candy was in here.
Yeah, I wonder.
Where do you get it out at?
Sometimes they would put like saran wrap around them.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, there's no hole in there.
Yeah.
But I love it. Not only because it has movement, but because I just love her face.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cake topper hat.
Yeah.
Exactly. And she could actually go for Valentine's Day, change the color on it, because of her mouth's a heart.
Yeah. She's got like the cutesy little.
Right.
She looks like she's in Chicago or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you have Tigger the Tiger. I like to say it reminds me of Tigger the Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's not. And he's holding the pumpkin, and I bet there was candy in there.
Probably. Or behind him.
Or behind him.
You see them?
Oh, yeah, behind him. That's not a planter.
Yeah.
So it would be for candy. But can you imagine? I bet your house is fantastic during Christmas. I know this year a lot of it's at Crocker House, but last year it wasn't, was it?
No, I didn't actually put anything up last year.
Even at home?
Well, I was opening an arcade at the time, so.
Oh, yes. Oh, speaking of which,
yes.
Where is your arcade at?
It's in Oakland Mall.
Oakland, what's it called?
Sparks Pinball Museum.
Sparks Pinball Museum. Now I love that because we have a connection there, because we actually did a show at the Pinball Museum in Las Vegas, and you know the people who own that.
Tim Arnold.
Huh?
Tim Arnold.
Yep, and that is a nonprofit, by the way.
Yep.
Well, yours isn't, but theirs is.
Yeah.
Theirs is in Las Vegas.
Now I want to go check out the pinball.
But there's also a tie-in with Marvelous Marvins. So everybody talks to each other. So tell me about your pinball place.
So we started in 2012 in One Eye Betty's in Ferndale, and then we moved into also Premier Lanes in Chesterfield. We've been there for 11 years. And now we're in Oakland Mall.
So is it a whole storefront that you have?
Yes. Yep. It's in the old American Fun Center.
I know where that is.
Yep.
Okay. So it's upstairs.
Is it set up for play, or are the machines for sale as well?
No,
so it's just for people to come in.
It's an arcade.
You just get you get a wristband, you pay one price, and then you play everything in the room.
So it's no putting quarters
like
in.
Adult Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes, basically.
So I'm going to tell you, I took my mom to the pinball place in Las Vegas. She kicked my ass. And she looked at me. She looked at me and she goes, but this was our video games growing up.
That's
right.
Yep.
That's true.
So, I mean, she did really well. And then we went again, and she kicked Steve's ass.
Was she like not like with her hip like knocking?
Yeah.
No, but she was really good at it. She was really good at it. But that's true. That was there. So why you're full of nostalgia.
Yes.
You volunteer at Crocker House. You I know you have a full-time job as well.
Yep.
But you have your pinball machine, your pinball store.
Yep.
What else do you have going on?
Oh, I got everything, I guess.
Everything.
You're just full of that's like Jessica. I mean,
yeah, I know.
She does the Pyrex, and she does the haunted house stuff, and she does the paranormal, and she's the one that said, "I know somebody with a great Halloween."
She is absolutely.
Said Michael, and I said, "Wait, is it Michael Bradley?"
And then you were here the day before.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, all of the tie-ins have just been crazy lately with all the little connections, and everybody knows everybody.
So do you ever put any of this stuff in your pinball place?
Yes, actually we do. We have blow molds throughout there as well.
Awesome.
So we put all the pumpkin pails up on top of the games going across.
Well, that's awesome. So
that's why you don't see any of that at the Crocker House.
So not only do you get to play pinball, because all of them are playable, right?
Yep.
How many machines do you have?
We have 80 at that location and 40 at Chesterfield.
Wow, good. Oh, you have the Chesterfield one too. Nice.
I've been to the Chesterfield one. It's unbelievable.
Oh, thanks.
Like every rock band pinball machine. You guys probably have every single one, right?
There's a lot out there, but yes,
there is.
Yeah.
See, I like the Addams Family ones.
Yep.
Like Elvira, Ninja Turtles.
I like the older ones. I like the ones that like I was playing some in Las Vegas that were from the 60s and 50s.
We have some actually from the 30s.
Or the really old ones that almost don't have all the bells and whistles.
Yep.
They're very archaic looking, but they're fun.
Yep. We have one that actually has no flippers.
No flippers.
Yep.
So how do you push the ball?
You nudge it.
You nudge it. Okay, so I might have to come there and do a little spot so I can see. Right.
Add it to the list.
So nostalgia. So you volunteer at the Crocker House. You have one of the best collections of Halloween that I've ever seen, and you have pinballs. Do you have new ones?
We do. Yeah.
Okay, you do have some new ones.
We actually have a new Elvira one. That's
but they're throwbacks.
Yeah. So she did. There's 3 different Elvira ones she did.
Awesome.
That girl was good at marketing.
Yeah, she was.
She was. Yeah.
She's got
Still
is.
Still is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what else do you do, nostalgia wise?
I live in an old house, I guess.
You live in an old
it's
house.
1883. So, but I always for Halloween time, I have like one of those cheap metal shelves. I always put those in my front window, 2 of them, and then I have all these in the windows, and then they all blink, and they're all blinking like.
You have to tell me a night that they're turned on.
Yes.
I live like 4 streets away. We're in the same neighborhood, Mount Clemons. So I will. I'll make sure I get a nice picture.
Yes.
Because the outside of his house always looks cute at the holidays too. Because you've got like the bunting hanging up.
I was going to say Christmas.
Not as much.
No.
I do have a lot of Christmas blow molds too, but I don't enjoy it as much.
More your favorite holiday.
Yeah.
See, that's me too. Halloween has always been first. I do love Christmas too. Not.
I love Halloween more than I do Christmas. I like to decorate Christmas.
Yeah.
But I don't like it decorated in my house. If you know what I mean.
I like Halloween because there's so much more creativity allowed for Halloween compared to Christmas. There is.
Well, Christmas you're kind of it's going to be all Christmas related.
Santa Claus, snowman, and
right
for Halloween.
Yeah. And apparently you can be a Valentine's too.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
Exactly.
Right.
The pranks and I love all the old superstitious stuff.
Oh
that's
yeah.
Some of the stuff that you guys got.
You brought
in
these
the house too. Yeah, that one. These are not that old. I think these are maybe 80s.
That's maybe a collectible though.
Yeah,
because then there's these that you would wear around your neck, and you have the devil one, and we used to. This one is here, but we used to have the devil one. But the devil, I mean, I can tell you like this one, it's around $100.
Wow. Okay.
The devil one around 150.
Wow. Okay.
And that's what they actually sold for, the devil one. So they can be expensive. Whereas today, or in the 80s, you pretty much had this, and then today they're like regular flashlights. Halloween.
They used to have one in the 80s, which I have. It used to be like a little pumpkin with a candle on top.
Oh yeah,
remember that one?
Was that at the?
Yeah,
I thought
I brought that because that was when I was a kid.
Yeah, and I agree. When you collect something because you love it, it doesn't matter what the value is. However, we are in a vintage store, so value is something that people watch for. So Halloween, you can literally spend your entire budget on two things.
Yeah.
So be careful.
It is a pricey.
And especially when you're buying stuff like certain things like this, like the value can really go down if it doesn't have like the stem on it, like that little.
Good point.
Like, that's a big thing to look for. Like,
so what he's talking about is the stem on the pumpkin head. Like if this is gone, or one of the wheels is broken, or something to that effect. Condition is very important.
And I haven't been buying these this year, but from what I'm hearing, a lot of this is now being remade with printers now, so you have to be careful as well. You know,
right.
3D printing.
So 3D printed piece.
Is there now? Are these all marked by who made them?
Usually no.
Okay.
Rosbro or Rosin. I think it's. I want to.
The good thing is if you're buying something new, by law there has to be a origin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Marked on it, and so if there's an origin marked on it, then there's a good chance, unless it says occupied Japan or occupied Germany, West Germany.
Yep.
There's a good chance it might be new or repopped. Yep. And 9 times out of 10 they'll probably say China.
Yes. Yep.
So you want to make sure that it doesn't have any marks on it at all, or something like these that say the blow mold company.
Yeah, they'll put them,
This
I don't think that
doesn't.
one does. But
No, the one I had did.
I think this one. I think this is Empire or.
That's Empire. I think it was this one. Oh. Yeah, it will say on it the blow mold company and stuff. So you just want to be. Oh, it was this one. Yeah. So it'll mark right on the back of it, right there. But how exciting! So you know Jessica, and we all know Jessica. We had Jessica on the show last week, and we were talking about the haunted house tour of the St. Clair Shores. And they recently released the list of all the houses, which we're putting up right now. Nikki, I know you're probably going on it this year.
I'm gonna try and go Friday this year because it's self-guided. So I mean,
it
give
is.
you the list of the addresses, and you can kind of Google map your way around.
And it's been out for a while, so you could probably go now too.
But
well,
and it's like Tilson, like it's been up. For a month. So, I mean, you can go in broad daylight if you want and really take a look at the decor. But if you want to go get like the spooky sensation of some of them,
then do it when
scare
you're
actors and
fog
machines, and when you're walking by, they're gonna scare pants off of people. And
but the good thing is I know you've been on this tour.
Yep.
So tell
first actually about 3 years ago, I think it was, or maybe 2 years ago. But it was fun to actually, see it all. It was really impressive. Like a lot of the decor is actually homemade, which I like compared to like Home Depot or Lowe's bought things.
Everybody's got the same 12-foot skeleton in every yard.
Yep.
It's funny because there's a house by me that has a whole family. I mean, the way they set it up is cute, like an old truck out there and everything, but it's all those old skeletons. Every single one of them is those skeletons, which kind of gives a look. Yeah. But I like what you're saying. The handmade, the vintage included, and I don't care if you throw in one new thing. Yeah. But as long as the overall look of it is authentic.
Yeah, a lot of people are crafting their own things. You can tell it's not store bought, which I love. So
because then you start putting in your imagination.
Like one thing that I always remember, there was a house at a ship or a pirate ship, which was the whole lawn. It was incredible. Like,
that's really cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Now, when you guys went, did you just drive by, or did you like find a street that had a couple and park?
I think we used that app or something to find all the houses. They have an app or something. So they even actually have them in Mount Clemons too. They go through.
Oh, I didn't know
there's a couple really good houses in our neighborhood, and then my mom lives in Seminole Hills on the other side of the river. And
street right next to me does the whole street.
I'm probably gonna take, if we get another nice night. Like I feel like the weather just fell off. Now that I say I want to walk around.
Yeah, we almost lost power 5 minutes before the show started.
The wind was blowing, the lights were flickering. We were like, why is it always on a Tuesday? But I think I'm gonna walk around my neighborhood too, and probably try and throw the camera on and do a little live. Like
that is awesome.
I'm at this house now, and here's some spooky things.
So, is there something that you have that you're like you have not been able to find that you want?
Or Halloween wise?
Yeah, Halloween wise.
Holy Grail piece.
Do you have a Holy Grail piece that you're like, one of these days I'm going to find it?
Not that I can think of offhand. So
he's like, no, I haven't.
Well, because are you discovering new things that you didn't know existed back then? So you may not have discovered your Holy Grail.
Yes,
yet. Because these you could find something like this, which I know is rare.
Yep.
In a green.
Yep.
That you didn't know existed.
Well,
right?
I think Jessica found one of these, I think in yellow or something like that.
In yellow.
She ended up selling it, I guess. But
things will surface. Yeah, I mean, even as a collector, like I collect Roseville, and I'm in a Facebook group, and sometimes somebody will say, "Oh, I found a trial glaze one where it came from either one of the people that worked at the factory at the time, and they were doing different glazes, and they'd fire a couple just to see how it worked, and they'd keep them in their private collection, and then all of a sudden, over the years, someone's like, look at this one that's just surfaced, and it's not in any of the catalogs, and so like there's always some secret pieces and new things to. There
is in everything that you look for, really. But let me see my little list here. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, let us know.
Well, and it's funny, we talked about condition too, and I always talk about how my pottery. Go ahead.
Ori, none of this is ours. Okay, because I know you're drooling right now, because so am I. However, I would suggest, Ori, that you go to the Crocker House and see Michael's collection, because you have good taste when it comes to the vintage Halloween. I think you'd really enjoy seeing Michael's collection.
Seeing some of it in person is just, I don't know, the whimsy comes through a little bit more than when you can look at stuff online and it's like, oh yeah, that's cute. But then like when you see like all the little moving parts and like, I don't know, they're just so charming.
And we did it by year too. So we started from 1900 and went to year 2000. So it's like 100 years of Halloween history.
Yes, you have it separated really nice. So there's the really, really antique stuff
that
predates all of us and even our parents. And then this stuff that
did you see her response? Or he's like, I really am, and she's crying.
Like I remember some of this as a kid, but it's because an older family member had it.
Yeah,
maybe up on a shelf or something, or they
and told not to touch.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, one or two little pieces get tucked in with like the knickknacks. And then there's the stuff that, we're 80s babies. So then there's the thing.
I'm not. I'm a 70s baby.
Yeah, but you were growing up in.
I was a teen and already doing
You're in the Tylenol
illegal stuff.
Era
The fun stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, so like, we have the things that hit us nostalgically. I mean, like that's even why I have Goosebumps out, because when we were growing up, Goosebumps were the books to read, and like, Charlie Brown was on TV, and I
we didn't have books like this in the 70s.
Halloween.
No, they came out in the 80s, and we didn't have like horror books for the kids.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
If the parents always said, "Do you want to see horror? Come here."
Exactly.
This is
Let me tell you about my growing up.
Grew up so kooky because we started getting like the Crypt Keeper was telling us bedtime stories, and like all the kids
we had
grew up in our age bracket got
Elvira
exposed to
stuff.
all the horror stuff, and now we're like.
We had like the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
And that isn't like based on
like
Goosebumps horror.
Being a kid, I remember going to St. Clair Shores Library and them having like the Universal Monster. They were like for kids, they were hardcover books.
Yeah.
They were kind of had an orange back. You'd have Dracula, Frankenstein.
Those could have come out in the 70s, I guess.
Black and white.
Yeah.
Inside.
But you're an 80s kid too.
Oh yeah.
Which is good, because you guys still have many years to go.
I was going to say, though, we were talking about condition, and I've mentioned that before with my pottery.
It's very important.
It's important, but some collectors, that's a way to start.
It absolutely.
If you are okay with spending $25 on this little guy because he's missing his stem, but you want him in your collection, you want a place filler,
it's a good start.
And then later on, you upgrade when you find a better version or one
that you can afford,
more vibrant paint.
Exactly.
I mean, like you can still find them
because you're talking even you're talking with the little candy containers. You're talking even in the 80s candy containers. You're looking at about around $25 to several hundred, depending.
Well,
so that's your range.
Molds. I mean,
blow molds can be.
Find a blow mold
it's
the light bulb burned a hole in the back.
Absolutely.
You can't see it from the front, so maybe you get that one for the time being.
Or they fade like this one.
Or they fade.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is you're absolutely right. You're 100% right. even if you do have an extensive collection and you find that one piece you've never been able to find before, but it's got a little flaw, would you still buy it just so that you can add it to the collection? Then you'll replace it when you find it. Right? Don't turn your nose up to something like that, because that's how you start.
You can always trade it up.
You can always trade it up.
The misfit toys deserve the love too.
I love him. I just
one's
noticed.
One of my favorites. I love that one.
What would he hold?
Probably a sucker.
A sucker.
And they would put like saran wrap over it. Like it.
Look at this. He's orange in front and black in back. I mean, the other way around. Orange in back and black in front. So I love it because he has the cat and the witch. So you've got all three.
Yep.
All three on here.
Too cute.
You know, I love this. But these are rare. And we have a few of the, you know, they made Christmas ones too.
Oh yeah.
That can be just
Easter
as rare
too. They made Easter and then Valentine's Day as well.
You know, I don't see that many. I don't know if I've seen
Easter stuff is really not valuable. I'm surprised.
No, but I've not seen a lot of Easter ones like this.
Yeah, they did make them. They would just, you know, change the dye on them.
No, we tend to sell postcards.
Yeah.
More people want the old postcards, the Easter postcards, than this type of stuff. But Christmas and Halloween, absolutely. Even Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Because
can I ask you a question?
yes.
In time or vintage yearly, what are, you know, just off the top of your head, top 5 things that people come in for Halloween? Obviously, costume. They
No. Costume wouldn't be top 5. The first thing would be blow molds.
Wow. Okay.
And then
popcorn
containers and small
things.
those
popcorn things.
Yeah.
The popcorn.
Blow molds, tabletop blow molds. Yep. These are what people want. Before they get the full blow molds, they want tabletops because they're easy to display. And when you're having a party, they're a conversation piece. You can put them in the window when trick-or-treaters come. Don't ever put them outside. They don't take up a lot of space when you have to put them away. Yeah. The next would be that would be number 5. Number 4, or that'd be number 1. Number 2 would be the popcorn. Yeah. The popcorn meaning.
I know.
Let me grab it. I can see it. I can grab it. I'll grab it for you.
Oh, where? Which one?
I think there's one right here.
Can you reach them?
No, probably not.
Candles, girly candles. Okay, so popcorn is the little plastic stuff that you see.
I always call them macaroni art.
Yeah, they're actually called popcorn because they look like popcorn. Yeah. And he's trying to get the one way up top. Oh, he got it. Good.
I got it. There you go. This is my favorite one.
Awesome. This is popcorn. Yeah. These are number 2.
Or melted plastic, people call them.
Melted plastic.
Yeah, so I was saying,
this is the number 2 most requested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 1, number 2, number 3 would be full blow molds on Halloween. Mostly the older ones that cost a fortune. Because when you get into the, do you have tall ones?
Yeah. Yeah, we keep those on the arcade floor.
You keep them on the arcade floor?
Yep.
So do you have any of the old monster ones and stuff?
I did, I think Dracula.
Oh, nice. The thin one.
Yep.
And the witch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I have the witch one. I have a, like more like the, not the skinny one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the part of the monster collection.
I like the full articulated skeleton that, like, the background was black, but he had like orange and green highlights, but you could move. Like you would almost pin him on a door.
Right.
Oh,
was,
okay.
Like, actual.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I remember that one from when I was a kid, and you could move his arms.
So 1, 2, full blow modes. Those are
die
4.
cuts.
Die cuts.
Die cuts are 4.
And we do have these. We do have in the store.
Now the die cuts.
You're drooling over these. We have new and old.
The die cuts sell more than blow molds, but more people ask for blow molds because die cuts are a lot cheaper than a blow mold.
And they store really well.
And they store really well.
You can lay them flat and shove them under the bed.
And when you come across the original Beastle from the 50s or 40s that are extremely stupid expensive, and you don't want to put tape on them because they're extremely stupid expensive, that's why you buy the repops.
Yeah, right here.
Right there, like these are 80s. Those ones are current.
These on the windows and tearing them down
and keep your other ones, framed or whatever.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, and then number 5 would be candy containers,
which we hardly ever get, and when we do, they fly anyway.
They fly out the door.
Good luck.
Now, what's the number 1 thing we get asked for? Paper mache pumpkins. Yeah. However, he owns them all.
Well, I used to get them when we were, I don't know if you were at the Royal Oak Farmers Market at the time. They used to be available.
They used to. Now you go there and you can't find them anywhere. And he has a few. He doesn't have them all. Yeah. But a lot of them didn't survive.
Yeah, they got damaged.
Well, that's what we were kind of joking about. I said, you got in on this before it was like the hot thing to collect. So you did a good job of, like, you were ahead of the curve, I think, and you started getting the cool things, because now I'm like, oh, I think I'll go home and see what
they want to
these
zoom
are
in on
selling
this?
for and buy myself one. And then I got sticker shock on eBay, and I was like, maybe I'll collect these later.
So we were asked to show this again.
Yeah.
Let me be clear, 100%. This is not ours. It's not for sale. It is Michael's.
Okay.
But Ori, if this is something that you're looking for, this is what it looks like.
And they
Go
made
on the
also
hunt.
a different without the they made an orange one too.
They made a solid orange one. Yeah, but Ori will want that one.
Yeah.
So Raspo bunnies. I don't know what he means by that.
Oh,
so Ross Bros, the company that made most of these.
Okay.
Like he was talking about Easter ones. There's a bunny one that's real similar to this, and he's holding an egg instead of, he's an Easter egg, and he's a little white bunny with green grass and then kind of basic concept. That one's actually mine.
That's a clicker.
That's a little
it's a clicker. It's a noisemaker. Now we do have one noisemaker down in there, but you have a bunch of noisemakers, and we do get asked a lot for the Halloween noisemakers.
Metallic ones.
Not because they want to play them, but because of the images that are on them.
Yes,
they're all the old images.
Yeah,
I love that with the kitty cats. That's ours. Come get it. Yeah, because you're gonna come in and be bummed.
I'll separate everything when we're done, and I'll be like, "This you can come get."
Right. So, do you sell any of your Halloween?
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ori,
no.
Oh yeah, it's hoarding.
Look at her eyes are getting really big.
Yeah.
So at least you have a lot of conversation with Michael that you can have, because he collects a lot of the same things you do, although you do a lot of Christmas as well. But do you collect any candy containers from Christmas?
I do for Easter, actually.
Because they're hard to find.
Yeah, but they're actually really, really cheap. So
yeah, because a lot of people, but still
keep it a secret.
Yes, I know.
Easter's the cheap holiday. Everyone's gonna run and scoop it all up now.
Yeah.
So Ori, tell us what your favorite piece is. Not necessarily on the table, but what's if you guys have what's the word I'm looking for? Not you said it earlier.
Holy Grail.
A holy grail.
Or
it's religious.
Piece.
It doesn't just flow out of my mouth.
Yeah.
So so if you have a holy grail you're looking for, put it on here, because you know what? If we don't have it, maybe Michael knows where to check to find it. Maybe we know where to check to find it.
Yeah.
He might know a guy. Yeah. But because I know everybody has that holy grail. He's bought in all of his. And but you know what? You paid some money for some of this.
Yeah, over the years. But the key is I've been collecting for 30 years. So.
Right. No, you're not that old.
Yeah, but I did though.
I tell people that too. They're like, "How long have you been doing this?" I'm like, "I've been into antiques since I was a teenager."
Yeah.
They're like, "No way."
Well,
it's
like,
I
I can see, because your mother. Does your parents do antiques?
Not really.
No. Do your parents do vintage or anything? No.
No.
So where'd you get it from?
I don't know. Probably doesn't know where it came from. But
somewhere.
Yeah. My grandfather or something.
Said all the quirky kids just love the Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not just Halloween. No, I'm talking about you like history in general.
I've always liked it.
I know a lot of it from my grandpa too.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, the reason I really like Halloween is because of stuff like this. This is what I remember as a kid. You know, this was always in the windows, and so
you started collecting this stuff because you remember it as a kid. That's how we all start collecting our stuff, right?
Halloween was magical.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trunk or treat. Don't get me started. Like changing the way.
Although I saw a cute way they did a car.
It is.
Where they turned it into a monster.
Oh wow!
And so if you didn't get it right, that it would come down on you.
Oh my god!
I'm like, ooh, that's a little rough, but
it's still.
How about we just be good neighbors and pass out candy?
Right.
Every year I do that, actually. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not everybody does. So our street, we pass candy out.
Yeah,
but the 3 houses next to us don't.
Yeah,
all the lights are
out. Dead. My mom's neighborhood's getting better, but our street's kind of quiet. But then like 2 streets over is good. I kind of want to get in the Mount Clemons Facebook and be like, let's all do candy. Let's all say what streets are going to have and make sure your lights are on.
Exactly.
Like, make sure the kids still get, especially in a crappy year like this. Like,
it's even crazy. I've been doing it for 20 years in my house, and I had a girl come up and she said, "I just want to let you know, I used to come here as a kid, and this is my daughter." And I was like, "Oh my god,
don't you love that?" It makes you feel old.
Yeah,
don't you love that?
I was like, "Geez."
But you know what? That's generational. That means that you have made an impression on 2 different generations.
Yep, that's key.
And I think that's a legacy. It really is. What about you, Roberto? Halloween? Did you take your kids out? I mean, I know they're too old now, but
I mean, for me, I just think the blow mold thing was always, in my head, is always the thing you would walk around and that's what you would get candy in,
yeah,
or the pillowcase.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, is the pillowcase still the top?
I think it would be.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, I think so.
Of getting the candy.
It was out.
Volume-wise, yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
So the only people I will not give candy to is 16, 17-year-olds showing up without a costume on.
Oh, there you go. I get that.
And I'd be like, no, go move along. Go buy it.
Younger siblings.
That's different.
Even then, I'm like, you could put a mask on.
That's different.
Play along.
Because we have some that will come up, but the parents stay back while the kids come up because the parents aren't in costume. Cool. But if there's a group of you that are 15, 16, 17 years old and you have no costumes and you're holding a bag, you're just begging.
Yeah.
At that point.
And see,
put on a costume.
I don't know.
It's soliciting.
Yeah. That's true. The older I get, though, like, see, my friends and I went when I was in high school too, but we did always make sure we wore costumes, and we went in the same neighborhood, so they're they were used to us. But we would always try and be polite, and they're like, you're not trampling over the little kids to run up to the porch and knock toddlers over.
Right.
You guys have costumes on. You put effort into it. But now I'm thinking, like, there's so much worse things teenagers could be off doing.
Oh, there is.
Choosing to go out and get candy instead of like get drunk with their friends.
I guess that's one way to look at it, but you can still put on a damn mask.
Yeah, but yes,
we get adults sometimes in our neighborhood. I still give them candy. Just I feel
we give the adults.
I've never turned down. I always want to.
The last few years,
we do alcohol for the adults.
I enjoyed the last few years. It seems like the younger kids are starting earlier and ending earlier, which I like because then I get a chance to watch my movies, stuff that I like. To
little
kids
are done before.
Yeah, let's not joke. You're not watching a movie. You're listening to music.
Halloween themed music.
True.
There we go. I'm always been the last one.
So do you dress up when you hand out candy?
Yeah, just more like a suit or something. Not like a suit, but more like a Halloween, colors kind of thing.
Right. Do you?
Yeah. Mom and I usually dress up like witches.
I'll sit in the door. And I'll sit with my cats, and I have hairless cats, and the kids go nuts.
Oh my god!
Because they don't know what they're seeing.
Yeah.
One of the most fun years Mom and I had was our street was a little quiet, and so the little kids all came through, and then it started getting dark and it got quieter out. But a lot of the people in her neighborhood will sit in the driveway and do a bonfire. And so like 3 or 4 groups of neighbors will come around and everybody's drinking, mulled wine and cider and having a cocktail and hot cocoa and stuff. So we took all the rest of the candy we had left, put it in a big cauldron plastic thing that we had. We both put our witch hats on and we walked around the neighborhood to look at everybody else's decor. And then every kid we walked by, we were like, here, we're doing mobile trick.
Oh, awesome.
We're giving out candy.
So Fanny Bruiser says, yeah, I agree. Even if they aren't in costume, they aren't out being delinquents. Yeah. So here's my thing. I still think they should dress up a little bit if they're going to do it. So I agree. I agree with everybody.
If they say trick or treat,
then maybe we should have a little mask and say, here, put it on.
There we go.
If you want a candy.
Yep, there we go.
Hand it out.
Give everyone, you only get 2 seconds to decide. Go around the room. Most memorable candy, your favorite candy that you would get every year.
Oh.
How about the worst thing I ever got? Well, go ahead. What's your favorite?
When I was a little kid, and I hardly ever eat them anymore, I was obsessed with 3 Musketeers. That was like the golden ticket,
a full
candy
one?
bar for me. One. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, 3 Musketeers.
What was the worst thing you ever got?
Popcorn balls.
Okay.
My favorite was actually, that was the odd one out of there. I like the Better Made chips when they came through.
Nice.
Oh, good. Those are good.
And what was the worst?
Pennies, because it made it.
That was mine.
That's the
worst.
Yeah.
So mine was the large candy bars as a kid. Run out to get the large candy bars. Any of the houses that had them. And we all had it. We knew which houses were giving them out. And then, but we stayed away from the houses that gave pennies because a lot of people gave pennies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, pennies, even in the 70s, a penny?
Yeah.
I'd rather have an apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
thank you.
I wouldn't mind. Yeah. Yeah.
Or liquid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or whenever somebody puts in a juice box or something, I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna break in there.
First of all, nobody's gonna drink it.
Yeah. Or they hand out those little jugs.
Right.
I do have a funny story. My college boyfriend's dad had a twisted sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that would always give like the little kids like wasabi peak snacks or
Oh
something
my
just to
gosh.
see their face.
That would be my worst.
Yeah.
He would give them lemon slices or whatever. But his favorite thing on Halloween was to sit there and the kids would come up and say trick or treat. And he had a gallon of ice cream under his arm and a scoop, and he'd take a scoop and act like he was going to put it
Oh
in
my gosh.
And to watch their little wheels spin because they were so confused.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He'd go, what, you don't like ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
And of course they're like, well, I do like ice cream, but he's like, well, here, and he pretend he was going to put a scoop of ice cream straight into their treat bag, and they were just flabbergasted because they were like, I like ice cream, but I don't want it right now.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God, those poor
So
kids.
Ori says that she had somebody give her pencils.
Yeah, pencils. I kind of like that.
Oh yeah, but that's when pencils were cool.
But no, not for a kid who's out of school and a pencil reminds you of school.
That's true. I don't know. I
get
pencil toppers when we were
Actually,
kids.
I always give away little toys to kids because I love that.
Pencils.
Yeah, could you imagine like a bunch of Lisa Frank pencil toppers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pez dispensers were always cool.
Yeah,
so
I do like Pez dispensers as a treat.
We have another video to show you, actually two, but I am going to read this real quick. Fanny Bruiser says, I agree with them having a little something on too. So what I do if I don't have something on is I ask them trick or treat. Then like say trick, wink, wink, and make them do something funny like hop on one leg or something.
Oh, wow.
So if they don't have something on, then it's okay.
Make them do a little
dance or something like that.
Yeah. Like,
that's a good idea. I love that. I challenge you guys to do that.
We're going to humiliate you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So the trick or treat reverses.
Yes.
You have to do a thing to get the candy.
I love that. So tell us real quick. While we're at this video, has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So perfect timing. Tell us what your favorite is and we will address it when we're back. I got to spend the day with Dave Marchioni, who is the automotive and industrial curator with the Detroit Historical Museum. And this is the video of us at the Detroit shop in the Somerset Mall. And if you haven't had a chance to get to Detroit Mall or get to Somerset Mall, they put up all sorts of displays of Detroit from yesteryear. So, if you haven't, go check it out. It's the coolest thing.
Tiger Stadium stuff.
Yes, everything. It's got awesome. Better made. It's got everything you remember from Detroit or you were told to remember from Detroit is there, including Motown, because you guys are too young. And so am I actually. I can actually say that. But anyways, we'll go to this, and this is us talking about the Detroit shop. Go ahead. So Dave, we're standing here in front of the Detroit shop in Somerset Mall because the Detroit Historical Museum has a huge display here.
We do. And it's in celebration of this.
Of this store.
It's the 50th anniversary of the Detroit shop here at Somerset.
Awesome.
So that's kind of how we partnered with the Detroit shop in the mall and put this together to kind of bring this to people.
And, there is stuff set up all over this mall, not just at the Detroit shop, but when you come and you visit the rest of the displays in the center of the mall and at the entrance of the mall, and on the second floor before you go into the skywalk, you got to come up and visit the Detroit shop. So where are we standing? What is all this?
We're in the front window of the Detroit shop. And it's just kind of an overview of Detroit architecture. There's some of the blueprints and pictures of the downtown Hudson's location.
The original Hudson.
The original one, which actually Bedrock has now reinvented the property and reopened it. The Detroit skyline, Olympia, the original Tiger Stadium, just like the Fisher Building, all these iconic structures.
And then you have actual pieces.
The one down here is Parducci. Carmelo Parducci was an Italian immigrant who did sculpture on a lot of the buildings downtown. And the one over in the corner is from the Grandy Ballroom.
This is from the Grandy Ballroom.
It is. So that's.
Can you see it, Steve? Can you turn it a little bit? Okay. So this is. See, I've always wanted to go there, and I wish somebody would buy it, reopen it, and start playing there.
They keep talking it. It's because something's going to happen with it.
I know. Well, I hope so. But this is so cool. What's this one?
I don't know that one.
It's got a lot of cherubs on it. So probably from one of the buildings downtown.
I believe it's a relief, but I believe it's a Parducci as well.
That is so cool. So, tell me about the Detroit shop.
Well, the Detroit shop is a merchandise partner for us. So a lot of the things that we have in our museum shop, which is available online as well, also comes through the Detroit shop. So while you're here, we have an amazing selection of Lions and Tigers and Red Wings gear. We've got a lot of we partner with Detroit versus everybody. So we've got a lot of merch, Detroit-centric merch, that in addition to being in our location down on Woodward and Kirby, is also available out here at Somerset.
That is awesome. Now, I did not know that the Detroit Historical Museum has an online that you could buy stuff from.
We absolutely do. Our online store is pretty heavily stocked too.
What is the website for that?
You can find everything at DetroitHistorical.org.
So they could come here, look around, buy what they need here, but if it's not available here, check on your website.
Sure, and we've got some things that are museum-centric that are only available on our website. And you can also go to DetroitHistorical.org to book a tour, to buy tickets, to become a member. You know, we always like to push people to become members.
Awesome.
And there's, if you remember, there's also behind the scenes. So
there is.
We do tours of some of the iconic Detroit places that you have, you know, like we did a behind the scenes with Pewabic Tile.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So you know, if you're a member, for an additional fee, you can purchase these behind the scenes tickets and do a whole behind the scenes tour at various Detroit locations.
That I did not know. That's good to know because I may be booking some of them with you.
Perfect.
So you can actually walk down the history of Detroit, not only here in Somerset, until when?
Till the 25th of October.
Until the 25th of October, but you can go down to the Detroit Historical Museum, which is...
We're at Woodward and Kirby, a kitty corner from the Detroit Institute of Arts.
And walk around and then become a member, because when you become a member, you get all these different perks.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, I'm a huge history buff, as I know you are, so there's a lot of really neat stuff that's available to our members. We really work on our membership.
That is awesome, Dave. I cannot thank you enough. You always come through for us.
Well, it's always
TWL.
You know, the only thing better than having this information is sharing this information.
It is. You're right.
It's way better to get out and meet people and talk to people and do these kind of things and engage.
And that's so true, because we come across a lot of people in what we do that they don't know a lot of our history when it comes to stuff like this and Detroit's and your city's history. But I just want to thank you for taking the time. I know that it's a Sunday, so you probably have other things you need to be doing, but I do appreciate it. And you guys will see this throughout all of our shows up until, I'm sorry, when does it end again?
The end of October, 25th.
The October 25th. Ooh, right before Halloween.
Yes.
And Jason here at TWL, and we're going to go walk down history.
We're back.
If you haven't been to the Detroit shop, you guys have to go, because it is so. Have you been there?
No, I
have you?
No, and I have
okay.
to check
Somerset
it
Mall, Somerset Mall, 3rd floor, all the way over by Macy's.
Don't know. I'm in a Somerset.
By the northeast side. I'm going to say it's either Macy's or what else is in there? I think it's Macy's.
Yeah, I think. Or what's the other store on the other side?
I can't think of it.
Nordstrom.
Oh no, it's by Nordstrom.
Yeah,
it's by Nordstrom.
Yeah,
I think Macy's is on the other side. But check it out, because I mean, they have some cool stuff, and that stuff is up there all year round. It's just which I found out are a like not an extension of the Detroit Historical Museum, but they funnel things through there when they need to sell stuff. So check it out. And if you haven't been to Somerset Mall to see this display, then you're missing out. It's only there until October 25th. So which is Friday or Saturday. So get there and see. I got to spend time with the oh my God, I'm losing it. The Supremes. I say I do this because, of course, they were not the Supremes, but they were dressed as the Supremes, and I have pictures of me with them. It's so much fun. But go check it out. So did somebody see? Oh, I've got people. So tell us your favorite Halloween decoration, your favorite Halloween story, candy, memory, stuff like that, and we will share all the way up through Halloween. Tell me about Crocker House, how they can see your stuff, and how long it's there for.
So we're working on trying to do an event on it's the next Sunday, I would believe.
It'd be next Sunday.
Yeah, so we're gonna probably do like just a little couple hour thing. So we'll have like ciders and donuts, and probably get rid of some of the stuff that we didn't get rid of at the other events. We forgot to pull out, I guess we'll just say.
But they can see it outside of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would they have to do?
So if they could do just call the main line or email us. It's crockerhousemuseum.org. You know, we also are on Facebook and on TikTok too.
And make an appointment, and then they can come in and see it.
Are there typical? Do you guys have any days where there's typical hours, or there's like always going to be a docent there, or is it all by appointment now, where you have to set up?
Right now, it's still right by appointment, just because we didn't have a director for a while. So we're all our
in between management for a little
bit. So we were kind of just running. We tried to do it where we were open a certain amount of days, and it just, the director left. So it was like,
well, not only that, this is a nonprofit. So in order for them to pay somebody to be there or get somebody to be there, they still have to pay for the lights. They still have to pay for everything. So, can they donate to the Crocker House?
Yes, definitely.
And how do they do that?
They can do that on our website.
On the website. Because that will keep the doors open, whether it's by appointment or not. And
the house, we don't like jumping from one holiday to the next, but the house is always beautiful at Christmas too. So I'm sure you guys will be doing something great then.
Yep, we're doing an event with the.
So we want it to keep having all these fun.
And then we are actually having. We're we're the Macomb County Historical Society, but the Mount Clemens Historical Commission is putting on a homes tour.
Oh.
So it's going to be Christmas homes tour.
Nice.
And we're going to be the base for it. So where you start, you'll go through our house, walk through it, and then they'll take a bus.
They'll take it to different houses.
Yeah. Bellevue probably, and Madison and stuff.
And they need homes.
Wow.
So if anybody knows that they want to have their home out of Mount Clemens, please.
Mount Clemens is one of the oldest cities.
Yep, it's the Bath City of America.
Bath City of America. So meaning that they had gosh, I'm losing
mineral
my
baths.
words. Thank you. Mineral baths, just like San Francisco and different parts of the country that were famous for those. We don't have them anymore.
Nope.
You can still get the water though.
But you can get the water. But you know, Macomb County has been around since 1818. So there's a lot of historic, beautiful homes.
Yes,
so that you want to see. Michael, thank you so much for joining
us. Thank you for having
me. Your collection is beyond anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
And if you like what you see here, go to the Crocker House, see the rest of his collection, because then it gets packed away and you won't see it again for a year.
Yeah.
So
I won't either.
That's neither will he.
Is that the fun part though?
Yes,
you love unpacking.
It's almost
it's like Christmas.
It's almost
for
amazing
Halloween.
when you open it again, like, oh gosh, I do have that. Like
or you're like, how do you know what to buy then if you don't?
That's the weird thing at the beginning of the season. Like there's always that sweet spot, which is that early mid-September to October when all the stuff is available, and then you buy stuff like, oh, I don't really have anything, and then you start pulling your stuff out. You're like, oh,
I do.
no.
You're like, oh no, I have 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah,
I want this. Do I have it? I need to make myself a little like checklist.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm always amazed when the people come in and they're like, let me look in my book, and they open their book and they have everything listed. I'm like, seriously?
I should be.
And this is a good book too. If you guys are interested, this is it's called Halloween Favorites in Plastic. You get it on Amazon. I think there is a newer version, but this is from 19.
Well, yeah, and you could highlight or bookmark the pages of things you have, so you're not.
And whoever had this before was like writing, eBay prices of, but this book is from 1998, so the prices are a little outdated.
And you can still look them up through different avenues as well. So Lynn St. Pierre says, I was just in the store and I bought one of the popcorn pumpkins that you showed, and I remember as a kid.
Yep, that's me.
So it's all a matter of what you remember. It brings you back to a time you enjoyed.
Yep.
Right. So before we end, I'm going to play a video for you guys that is from our episode 3 of the Detroit Icons. It's just a little clip because you will not see any more of this show until it is released on Amazon in the beginning of 2026. This is a clip from John King Bookstore, and it is Jason Walter with John King talking about a very, very famous book, and this clip will not be seen again until the last Friday in this month, which is, what day is it?
Frankenstein Friday.
It's Frankenstein Friday. So anyways, take a look at this, and it's the first and last time you'll see this until Frankenstein Friday, and then when you watch it on Amazon in 2026.
So this is Jason here from TWL, and we are speaking with Mr. John King of John K. King Books here in downtown Detroit. This fantastic rarity collection that he's showing some pieces. This is a 2-volume set of the first American edition of Frankenstein, and it's misprint where Shelley's name has been misspelled. Gosh. Just fantastic. You can see the watermark, the wear, the uneven cut of the paper as these manuscripts were put together. Just fantastic stuff.
I think the other one has the title page with the misspelling.
My gosh.
I think.
And you were saying this was a Boston find?
Yeah, we got this from Boston.
Another one of the situations where somebody reaching out to you, or
yeah, they had to raise money for an organization, and they decided their library didn't need the Frankenstein book, so they held us up, and we bought it for quite a bit of money. But it was well worth it to have something that rare.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, 1833, but
yeah, we didn't find it at a garage sale.
Right. Buried in someone's basement down below.
Which would have been nice, but
agreed. I think that's probably the fun parts as far as that goes.
Can you believe that? That book, that it's a 2-book edition originally, I guess. The first American edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with the misspelling in it. $35,000 book.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
I can. And I love that, like, she started like kind of the horror genre between
She
her
did.
and Dracula, and she was like the first female,
she's the godmother of science fiction.
Yes, and she's the first female horror creator. I mean, that's
So I did not know that the Mary Shelley Frankenstein was in 2-book edition. I thought it was 1 book, but it was 2-book edition. And that's the first American edition because Mary Shelley wrote that book in the early 1800s. And that is, I think it said 1933. Yeah, so it was the first American edition. So you were reading them prior to that, but they weren't printed here. And so they were printed for America there. But again, you will see that on Friday and the last Friday of the month. But this is from episode 3 of our Icon series. And our first season of the Icon series is a Detroit Icon. And those will be, I'm not even going to tell you who the rest are because we're about to go film the 4th one. And I'm excited about that. So those will be available on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you'll be able to watch those. Hopefully in February. We're running for February right now. And you'll be able to see Nikki and all of us at different Detroit icons, but they're not what you think of when you think Detroit icons. Because what's the first thing that comes to mind? Stroh's, Better Made, all of these major companies. And when I address the icons, these are people who started their business as a small business and they maintained their business as a small business through decades. And still came out the other
ups
end.
And downs in the city, and they're still there.
That's incredible.
Which is cool. So Michael, the amount of stuff you have here is nuts, and you know what? I'm taking it all. No, I'm kidding. I love the owls. For a few days. I know, right? Anyways, and always pick up your Goosebump books.
Yes, those are big right now.
I can't keep them in stock.
I know. I think I still have like my first I mean, they made like 90 some eventually, but like I had the first good chunks.
And if they're not scary enough for you, pick up Fear Street.
Yeah.
Because those are violent.
I don't know. The first Goosebumps book really got me.
Did it?
The Haunted Mask. Like
I know you like Goosebumps too.
Or the little dummy one too. The
little dummy one.
Yeah.
So I would be Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's the what's that one? The little doll. The one that
the Marinette.
No, the one that that tripped them down the stairs.
Oh yeah,
I don't.
There were so many good ones. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us on another great TWL. I mean, this stuff is nuts. I'm dying not to be able to take it home. But anyways, again, Crocker House to see his collection, and we will see you guys next Tuesday.